Before you see this next story, a warning: this video is violent and disturbing.
Now, we've tried to be sensitive to your viewing, but this video is the story. What is happening inside Florida mental institutions can be very graphic. Some are saying there are too many patients, not enough money, and not enough staff. Here's 10 Investigates' Mike Deason.
Florida's mental hospitals are ranked 49th in the nation when it comes to funding. We also learned they are extremely understaffed. 10 Investigates partnered with 2 local newspapers to bring you this disturbing epidemic going on throughout our state. But we want to warn you, some of this video is violent and can be hard to watch. Tonight we bring you our joint investigation: insane, invisible, and in danger.
It's still horrible to watch this. And I don't like watching it, but I think people should see it.
3 reporters have been investigating Florida's mental hospitals: Anthony Cormier and Leonora LaPeter Anton with the Tampa Bay Times, and Sarasota Herald Tribune reporter Michael Braga. 10 Investigates partnered with them to bring this story to TV.
We were really surprised by this. We didn't know that it was going to be this violent, that there was going to be this many incidents. People are getting hurt, they're getting killed.
A prime example is Anthony Barsotti. He's a patient known for starting fights at this Gainesville State Mental Hospital. This video shows a guard breaking up a fight by pushing Barsotti into a concrete wall.
I watched the reaction by this guy. Ooh.
Barsotti is led away to a holding room for evaluation. The only treatment was a bandaged finger and a Tylenol for a headache, despite the fact his skull was cracked.
Does not look right.
Barsotti doesn't look right because the blow against the wall tore an artery in his left temple and he was bleeding in his skull. In less than 24 hours, he was dead.
It was murder.
Barsotti's father is angry because no one called 911 for more than 3 hours after the incident, even though it's required.
They might have been able to save his life, but instead they hit it and they let him pass away.
It was just one of the most horrific things that anybody could go through.
Tanya Cook is talking about the night she was attacked.
And this is a man from Tampa who is a mental patient. He comes in with a radio antenna and he stabs at her 4 times in the face.
Cook, a hospital employee, was alone on the ward with 27 patients the night of the attack.
My life was flashing before my eyes when it was happening.
And the problem has become so severe that every 3 days there is an attack in a state-run mental facility. If you think that's crazy, here is the true insanity. Here in Tallahassee, they have cut millions of dollars from state mental services. And somehow the politicians and government officials think things are going to get better.
When we made these reductions, we took great care not to reduce our capacity on the ground to provide direct care to the patients.
While DCF Secretary Mike Carroll defends the workforce reduction, the paper's year-long investigation found just the opposite.
We're going to force you to spend less money. We're going to force you to have less staffers around. You're going to basically have to do more with less.
Which leads to dangerous situations. Bill Baxter knows that all too well. He retired after 35 years as an administrator with Florida's mental health hospitals.
In dealing with men that have a higher propensity for acting in dangerous and violent ways, it's necessary to have adequate staff supervision. Anything less than that, something bad will happen.
Amazingly, that victim survived the attack. Now, the main reason the Tampa Bay Times, the Sarasota Herald Tribune, and 10 News shared this video is hoping to prompt change. We plan to follow up with lawmakers demanding more funding and safer facilities. You can read the Tampa Bay Times full investigation this Sunday. You can also go to our website, WTSP.com, for a link to the Times and Sarasota Herald's coverage. Mike Deason, 10 Investigates.
The video is shocking, even hard to watch. We want to warn you about this graphic content here, but the hope is state lawmakers will have the same reaction many of you do and demand changes. 10 Investigates partners with the Tampa Bay Times and Sarasota Herald Tribune, uncovering abuse and attacks at many state mental hospitals. Tonight, 10 Investigates reporter Mike Deason is getting answers on what needs to be done to get changes and make state mental hospitals safe for both patients and employees.
Well, Mark, there's no quick fix to this problem, but the staffing levels at state mental hospitals are clearly way too low, and that puts everyone in danger. In fact, as you'll see in these videos, which again, we want to warn you, are really tough to watch. Often no one responds when violence breaks out. From patients attacking each other to patients attacking staff members, the reaction to the surveillance videos from the state mental hospitals is universal.
The videos are very upsetting.
St. Petersburg State Representative Kathleen Peters is aware that many of the problems uncovered in the year-long investigation are the result of staff cutbacks forced by millions of dollars in budget reductions. But will the legislature act?
I think we're committed and we're working on it.
But the funds are slow to come.
Well, I think they want to be cautious on making sure we're not throwing money at something that doesn't work.
But clearly what doesn't work is the way the state mental hospitals are being managed.
If you get sent to a mental hospital, you are in danger.
Anthony Cormier, one of 3 newspaper reporters who spent a year going through thousands of records, found the hospitals are vastly underfunded with nowhere to turn.
The hospital director says that we are not to ask for additional money, right? Mm-hmm. That the governor's office and the program office at DCF are telling him you can't get any more money.
Besides the lack of money, another major problem is Department of Children and Family rules that say when someone commits an act of violence, the public doesn't have the right to know that person's name. A prime example is Taurus McNair, who got into a fight and was given 10 times the normal amount of an antipsychotic drug and died of a heart attack. DCF ruled the death was from natural causes, sealed the file, and won't tell his mother anything.
If they get away with doing it with my son, it could be your daughter next time. It could be your son, your mom, or your dad that they get away with it.
In the whole country, there is a vast problem.
Now, Representative Peters says she believes the key is treating mental health problems as any other illness, and that will help work to keep people out of mental health hospitals. Meantime, DCF is pushing back, saying its rules protect everyone and it's dealing with the staffing issue. However, until there are enough professionals to deal with the patients, current and former staffers say the state mental health hospitals will be dangerous. Mike Deason, 10 Investigates.